All right. Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Davon Rees. Welcome to the final day of How to Buy a Hotel and Apartment Challenge. And I hope that you all have been enjoying yourself. How many this has been the first day for you all? Let's see how many people have been with us. How many is this their first day? Oh, it's not anybody's first day? Okay, then what about the second day?
Oh,
Okay,
it's my first day. I raised my hand. So
okay.
first day.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you. You can put it in the chat.
Mhm.
Okay, you got second. Okay, and then how third day? Third day. Okay. The three's checking in. Okay, then what about how many people been here the whole 4 days? Okay, Trudy. Okay. All of them. Look, Ray said all of them. I've been here all week. That's what's up. Y'all learned something? Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, real quick introduction, just challenge recap. Make sure I introduce Mike. He's going to talk about how to find apartments and how to analyze apartment deals, and then we'll have time for Q&A. Okay, so day one, we talked about pathways of hotel ownership. Day two, we talked about how to find and analyze deals. Day three, we talked about preservation of wealth with Andre Williams. And then tonight we're going to talk about, well, not me, he's really the expert, Mike Ealy. He's going to talk about how to find and analyze apartment deals. So this is what I was saying is the man, the myth, the legend. I'm gonna spotlight him. Okay, good. He's pinned. Okay. So he is my business partner and one of my really good friends. And he has been in the real estate industry for over 30 years. And he has a current real estate portfolio of over $200 million. And so his brand is From Broke to Millions. I love his story because he started off in residential and he moved into hotel ownership. And so basically he's going to share he currently has what, 4 hotels, Mike? How many apartments you got? Oh,
I don't remember actually. The
that's how
reason I'm not trying to be funny, we just sold off a few, so I don't have the exact.
Hey, that's a good thing not to know how many you got. You got so many.
Yeah, so got a
many.
few.
You got a few. And so we have 3 together. And it was somebody on here, I think from Columbus. So remember, I was like, stay to the end because Mike Ealy's here. And so yeah, so I'm gonna pass the baton over to Mike. Trust me, make sure you have your notepads ready because you're gonna learn something. He simplifies everything on how you can find and analyze. So the first 2 days we talked about hotels, and then tonight we're going to talk about Mike Ealy and the best apartment expert that I know besides him and Nate. Mike. So I'm gonna pass the baton over to you, Mike. You got it. Let me give
Hey,
you
thanks a
the
lot.
opportunity to
All
share your
right,
screen.
all right, and I'm just going to work on this board. So first of all, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Uh, if you just type in there, you can hear me good. Let me know so we can make sure. So type in there. Yes, we good, we good. All right. Now, guys, I want to interact with each and every one of you. So this is not me just sitting here teaching at you. I want to teach with you. I, I want you guys to learn as we progress here. So I want to know what your guys' goals are. Sorry about that. So type in the chat what's your goal. Like, are you here to be a passive investor or are you looking to be more of an active investor? So type in the chat active or passive. Active meaning you want to kind of do your own thing. Uh, Active, passive. I see a couple of passives here. All right, so we want to. All right, we're great. This is really going. It's great for whether you're a newbie or you're a novice. We got something for you today, and especially you that want to be a passive investor. I'm giving you enough to be dangerous, so you don't have to spend hours analyze, no, sometimes days. Do you realize people spend days trying to analyze deals? That's so crazy to me. Like, I wouldn't do that. Like, literally, I can tell people if we have a deal in minutes, okay? Now, whether the deal works out like that, that's a different story, but I can tell you if we have a deal in minutes, okay? All right, so who in here wants to be able to determine if they have a deal in 5 minutes or less? If that's you, type in the chat yes, or wave your hand. But if you want to learn how to do it in 5 minutes or less, type in a yes. Okay, everybody's ready to go today. They want to know about everything. Well, listen, if you came here today, you're also here because you think big, think BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goals. And look, I'm here for the dreamers here. But not only I want you dreaming, I want you taking action. All right? I want the Action Jacksons. I don't want the lazy Susans, okay? All right? I want people that's hungry and coachable. All right? Do I got some Navy SEALs in here? I don't want no baby SEALs. If you're a Navy SEAL, type in Navy SEAL, baby, because we're about to get busy. I'm so hyped. I ain't even got started yet. I guess I'm a little too hyped here. I'm excited. All right, Navy SEALs. Okay, so look, guys, I'm going to share with you how to find these deals first. Then after you find a deal, we're going to talk about how to analyze it. And it's going to be so fast. You're going to be so dangerous. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he showed us this. Because I got people, I don't even know if you know, but there's people that take what they call CCIM, Certified Commercial Investment Member. And these people come from all over. They're appraisers, they're investors, they're brokers, they're lenders, they do feasibility study, they all from the industry. They would take days to analyze deals. And I walked out of the class like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So today I'm going to show you this secret so that you can move on. Okay, so guys, if you take that down, I'm going to break down where they can find deals. All right. Now, here's some basic places where you can find deals. And guys, you'll be really surprised that you can find these deals so easy. All right. So here's the easy way. All right. The first one, and I'm gonna name a few, but nothing in particular order. But one is a broker. And someone does the CRE, commercial real estate. Like your broker is going to be one of the first places you go. That's where you want to find a deal because they have the eye on the street, their ear to the street, the eyes to everything, and they've been in the business for so long that people reaches out to them. But what you want to do, I'm gonna give you this golden nugget right now. For those who are not even ready, if you really want to get this going and you want a broker to be dedicated to you, now one thing people do is they take them out for coffee, right? Or they get to call them and they reach out to people. And that's fine. But a broker is all about relationship. I don't care who you're talking to. It's all about the relationship. And so once you begin to establish relationship, those people will start sending you deals. Now, what is it that a broker wants? Well, simply this. A broker simply wants this one thing. Number one, if they give you a deal, they want to make sure you're going to close. That's number one. I want to make sure we close. And number two, they want to make sure that, well, it ain't just, if you say you're going to do it, get it done. They want a fast yes or no, and they want to know if you close. Let's leave it at that. All right. That's number one. Now, here's another place that you guys can go. LoopNet. I'm gonna take these headphones off and I'll leave it for when you guys have questions, all right? But LoopNet is another place that you can go. Now that's online. These are different online places that you can go that you can find deals. Now for me, I'm kind of biased on LoopNet. Like I appreciate LoopNet, but LoopNet, you know, my first couple of deals I got from this webpage, and I met brokers that I still have a relationship with. Like my first deal that I netted $1 million, got from LoopNet. The broker who still I do deals with, what, 10, 15 years later, LoopNet. The guy that sold a few of my deals, LoopNet. Now, starting off, you know, that's probably a good place. As you get, you know, you start getting in the game, a lot of deals don't really go to LoopNet. They're kind of tied up, but LoopNet is a great place to go. Now, there's other places on the website that you can go. There's 10X. Now, some of you probably already know about 10X. Did anybody know about 10X or LoopNet? Type in the chat, LoopNet, 10X. Did you know about those? Yes or no? Is this one new for you? Right? Some people like LoopNet. Which one do you like, 10X? Anybody? Yep. Okay, so 10X, I like 10X, but the only thing about 10X, now they're starting to want to see a deposit. All right? They will give you the information. They will give you the information, but when you're ready to bid, they want to see like proof of funds. So it's not, there's nothing wrong with 10X because you can find some amazing deals on 10X, but you have to have proof of funds. Like they want to see the money, and then sometimes you have to wire money in to even auction, but they will share with you the data, all right, the data folder. And what the data folder is, it just breaks down the P&L, the T12, you know, kind of the market. It shows you everything, and you can get that in there, all right? What was the question they have now?
They bid against you?
Yeah, there they do. They have, so it's like anything else, 10X will bid up to a certain reserve. Because sometimes, and then if you got a relationship, guess what? They will call you after the bid sometimes. Yeah, they call my guy all the time after the bid. So sometimes it is a little biased. Now, I'm gonna name a couple more, and then I'm gonna give you a trick for this broker. All right, this is something that seals in relationships for me, where I found a lot of success, and I'm gonna share that with you today. I'm gonna share one major secret. Some of these you may already know, but one secret. Now, another place that you can go to find deals is man, I was about to say Gold Star. You ever do y'all know Gold Star or Gold Star Chili or Skyline? I do not like any. That's a Cincinnati thing. I'm thinking of Gold Star. It's Co-Star. All right. I'm thinking of Co-Star. All right, not Gold Star. I don't know what Co-Star. That is a website. Actually, Co-Star owns, I think they own 10X and LoopNet. All right. So Co-Star is where you can find all the information on properties. All right. Yep, Co-Star, right? So Co-Star, you can go and it lists, like you can do, if you put in a zip code, it will list all the different owners of properties in that area. It'll list their name, phone number. I don't know if it does emails, but it'll list all these different things. And guys, you can start cold calling to get all this information, right? Now there's another place called Reonomy. There's another one called Reonomy, and then there's another one, Deal Machine. Deal Machine, provide, now these do have a cost. I forgot how much Co-Star is. 10X is free. LoopNet, you have to pay something. if you want to be able to see everything. This is free. CoStar, I don't know. You can pay about $1,500 a month for CoStar. I can't think. Yeah, so I mean, 15,000 a year. But we have kind of a thing where we share. Don't tell nobody that, but we share that information. All right. So CoStar is another place where you can find great information and you can start cold calling, and it has all the information to find deals. You want to know where these brokers are finding their deals? They have systems like CoStar, and all they do is cold call. Now, after a while, they build up a relationship with these different sellers, owners, and buyers. And as they grow their book of business. But a lot of them start by cold calling, and they got all the information for CoStar. All right, is this information good? Is this yes or yes? Is this something new? Yes or yes? All right. Now here, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna give you a couple more. And then I'm gonna get deep into it because I got two. Now another place, was that 4? Let's see, that's 4. Let me give you 2 more. Section 8 or your local CMHA list. All right. Why Section 8? Guys, you can call Section 8, like they have a list of all the different landlords in the city. Do you realize some of these people, they don't even know their properties for sale? Do you realize that they don't even know their properties for sale? Why? Because nobody made them an offer. So they're waiting on you to make an offer. I had a couple of people find some deals just cold calling off of CMHA. And some of you like, I don't like the cold call. Some of you like, I don't have the time to cold call. Some of you are like, I'm afraid to cold call because I'm gonna get rejected. Guess what? Guess what you can do? Hire a VA. Give them a script. And look, if you don't know script, hey, what is that? What's the chat GPT? Like, they'll write a script for you. And then you keep changing it till you get there, all right? So Section 8, and then also, what's another place you can go? I can't get it out. Apartments.com. I'm not gonna write it all the way out, but you know what it is. Apartments.com. Guess what? The trick here is when you have people that you go through the website, and then I think if some of you that actually get the physical book or the magazine, if they still make it, but if they actually print it out, what you can do is you look for the rents that are below market and you cold call them, all right? If that rent, it's in the area where the rent should be like $1,400, and let's say that rent is $800. Well, guess what? You call them. And when you call them, like, because a lot of times, if their rent's that low, they probably had the property for a while, or if they haven't had the property for a while, they haven't done the renovations, or they don't have enough money to bring it up to value, or they just don't even know the true value of their rent. So they're charging below market value. So what you want to do is cold call them and see if they're willing to sell. That's it. I gave you 6 places that you can go. All right. I'm gonna have to get a little more detail. I'm gonna come back and give you more because I want to point out how to analyze this deal. I can teach you how to analyze a deal in a minute, but that's some of the things that you need to know. Oh, I'm gonna give you one more. Let me give you one. You want one more? Would y'all like one more? Let me know if you want one more. I can give you one more. Yes, you want another one? Okay. I guess we rocking today. Y'all like what y'all hear, or you like what you see? You like what you see? I don't know. Okay. All right. So look, 7. Here's another one. Y'all joining us here. What's up, everybody? So number 7 you got lawyers, and the lawyers kind of fall in both of these. There's probate, and then there's title companies. These are where you can find an amazing deals, especially probate. Guys, if you find a probate lawyer, and that probate lawyer, what you really, if you really dig, I'm gonna give you something. If you really want a probate lawyer, you want to get with a lawyer that that deals with estates mainly. Okay. All right. The reason why, because these probate lawyers that deal with estates, when these people, I'm sorry, pass away, they have real estate that some of the family members don't want to deal with. And guess what? If you already have, like I told you, everything is a relationship. Everything is a relationship. And it's all started by communication. These are the key things that you need in order to start getting deals. All right? Don't get me wrong. You don't have to be the friendliest person. You don't have to be the nicest person. But you must be able to communicate and start creating a relationship, because once you get connected into probate, these people will call you on the regular. I got a guy, they're the twins, Mitch and Matt. Mitch and Matt, they here in Cincinnati. Man, they got connected to a lawyer, and to this day, I mean, they still get a lot of deals, but majority, I'll say 85% of their deals come from probate lawyers. 85%. And all they do is wholesale, and they keep the ones they like. All right? So, and guess what? I mean, guys, they make, I don't know, man, as small, now I don't even think they do anything small, but anywhere from 10K to 200K on a wholesale deal. Who would like to make anywhere from 10K to 200K on a wholesale deal? Type in me, because I know that's me. I would like to make that. All because you made a connection. All because you had relationships. Guys, do you know I don't really even go after deals? I have people reaching out to me because of the relationship and because of communication. So guys, those are some of the tricks there. And then here's the last trick. Here's one. Okay, we go back here. All right, are you ready for this one? Here's the last one. A broker, if you really want to keep the broker in the deal, once you know you can close, include the broker in your deal. Or tip them. Tip your broker. Yes. And guess what? If you tip your broker, they're going to come back. Even if you don't put them in the deal, give them a couple of extra bucks. Do you realize I don't understand? Like, check this out. People try to exclude the broker out of the deal. This, you got to realize, I don't care if you're doing a single family. I don't care if you're doing a multi-family, whether it's a $100,000 deal or a $5 million deal. Pay your broker. Put it like this. Just you do the math. If a broker brought you a deal for $100,000, right? And let's say you had to pay 6%, so that's $6,000, but you sold it and netted, you sold it for $200,000, right? You sold it for 200. Let's say even after fees, you netted 90K. That's what you netted, right? Why wouldn't you pay that broker or that realtor that $6,000? Why would you try to cut them out the deal? They just gave you $90,000. They gave you $90,000. You realize people try to cut these brokers out? Look at it. Look how nice this person is. And look, and that's the lady broker. She just got her purse And then they're like, no, I don't want to give you 6,000. No. It's terrible. I know. Don't do that. Just pay the broker and look how happy they are. And then guess what? They'll bring you another deal and another deal and another deal and another deal. All right? So don't cut your broker out. If anything, tip your broker or bring them into the deal. Can you imagine cutting a broker out and they make 100, 200,000 in commission? Dude, I'm happy to pay brokers. Like, don't get upset. I love paying brokers. Because if I'm paying brokers, I'm making money. I'm making money, okay? All right, so let's jump in. Now, this is what you all came for. This is all what you came for. Who's ready to learn how to analyze? Now that the person brings you the deal, who's ready to analyze the deal? All right, you ready? Okay, I am. Okay. All right, so now that you know where it is, let's look at how we analyze a multifamily deal. Now I'm gonna cut it kind of quick here. Not cut it quick, but get to the point. Now, when you are analyzing a deal for apartments, there's a couple of things you have to know, okay? You have to know. One, we need to know what the rents are. That's number one, all right? You need to know the rents. Number two, you need to know like the location / type of property. Now, when I say type of property, they do grade properties like A, B, C, D, and F. There are no E properties. All right, I don't know why. And if they say you buying in F areas, they say you effed up, okay? All right. So I actually started off doing D and F properties, and I did a lot of cash flow, but it was a lot of mental damage. That's why I don't have any hair right now. All right. A properties are like your really nice areas, great school districts. B is kind of step down. C is kind of like your working class. D is when you start to get in the crime rate in poor schools. All right. So there's nothing wrong with doing deals in D and F neighborhood. It's a challenge to manage. It's very management intensive. Okay. Whereas A and B property, C property is like right in the middle. B are nice. A, you're going to pay more for these A properties. C is kind of in the middle of the road. All right. So the reason I say that's going to determine what kind of maintenance and management that you need. Okay. But Class A, very nice area. B's right okay. C right in the middle of the road. Workforce, housing, things like that. D and F, kind of lower income. All right. So now that you know the rents, you know kind of the location, because the location is going to kind of determine your expenses. All right. Now, and I'm going to go into your expenses here as well. And then another thing you need to know the cap. Some call it the cap rate, capitalization rate, market rate. And what is cap rate? Basically, if you were to pay cash for a property, all right, that means you would make that rate of return. For example, if we said the property is selling at an 8 cap, this is considered an 8 cap, right? If we write it like that. If we say that's an 8 cap and you paid $1 million and we pay cash, then we would expect to make $80,000 a year off of that. You see, that's what the net cash flow. So if you pay the 8 cap, is that right? Yeah. You would make $80,000 a year off that $1 million. If you were to pay $1 million cash for this at an 8 cap, you will make $80,000. Okay. So for apartments, our cap rates are higher and lower. Now with debt and interest rates being a little higher, cap rates have increased. But depending on where you are, I mean, man, there's cap rates between 4% all the way up to 10%. It just depends on your market. Now, some of you out in the ATL, you're in a decent area, they're selling a 5 cap. You know, it also depends on if you're in the A area, B area, C area, okay? B areas, they're selling at 10, probably 10 caps. The A area is selling at 4 to 6 caps, okay? So those are the important things that you need. And now I'm gonna give you some terminology as well. If you don't know the rents, you can also request for the T12. And what the T12 is the trailing 12 months of the profit and loss. All right. So if you don't now here's the easy thing. If somebody gave you the T12, the profit and loss for the last 12 months, all right, then you have all the numbers. You have all the numbers you need and you can analyze the deal. But if you don't have it, you need to know kind of the cap rate, the location, and rents. All right, let's get busy. Now, the other thing is you got to know your expense ratio. Now, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple, but like whenever you're analyzing a deal for apartments, there's multiple expenses. I mean, tons of expenses, right? But here's your basic category. There's utilities, and forgive me if I spell it wrong, you know, gas and electric, right? Gas, electric, water, all right? There's grounds, right? And the grounds would be lawn care, snow removal. You see how this can keep going? All right. There's your maintenance. All right. What else? There's insurance. Okay. There's reserves. I can go on and on and on. There's vacancy. All right. I can keep going. All right. These are just some of the many expenses that you'll come across. Now, some of you are newbies, some of you are not. That's a lot to try to remember, right? Like understanding, like you can hit, but like this, there's probably 100 to 150 items on a P&L spreadsheet. Like literally, you'll see banking, you'll see CapEx, there's property taxes. Now, the only thing that probably won't be in there is the CapEx, but you get what I'm saying here. Okay, well, here's a trick. You don't even need to remember all of those. All right, are you ready? Here's the 5 minutes or less. Guys, we can use, instead of trying to memorize all these different things, but when you get into detail, you're going to need to know these, okay? You're going to need to know these expenses, all right? When you get into these, you need to know this, but we can use what we call the expense ratio. This expense ratio is going to make your life so much easier. All right. When you want to analyze a deal and figure out how to get done pretty quickly, the expense ratio is your best friend. All right. So what is the expense ratio? How does it really work? Well, the expense ratio is your expenses, all right, divided by the gross income. All right. And that gives you a certain percentage. And so when we use the expense ratio, we're saying, let's say the expense ratio is 50-50. What we're saying is 50% is going to expenses, and the other 50 is my NOI or profit. It's my profit before debt. All right. So NOI is net operating income, and it's also my profit, but it's my profit before debt. Now, if it included debt, I'm getting you ready, that will be considered cash flow. So if that included debt, then what's left over is the cash flow. All right. Do I still got everybody? Are you catching what I'm throwing? Are you putting down what I'm laying down? You with me? Okay, okay. They own it. They all into this. Okay. So there's also now the nicer the place is, you probably get to that 60-40. Well, meaning 40% goes to expenses, 60 goes to your net. All right. And then there's also the 60 in expenses and 40 to your net. Now, if you're kind of at the 60-40, where 60% is your expenses, you're probably in the D, F kind of neighborhood. And if you're not in the D and F neighborhoods, then that means they're not running the management company efficiently. If your expenses are up here and this is an A and B property, that means the rents are either too low or the fees are too expensive, right? So that's where you got to control it. Okay, so now that you know this, watch how fast we're going to analyze this deal. And then I'm going to show you how to analyze a deal and you don't even know the numbers. Is this mind-blowing? Like, I know when I figure this out, like, because everybody's like, oh, you got to put it in the calculator, you got to do this, you got to know the square footage. Like, this is what I call the back of the napkin. So let's say we got a 100-unit building. Okay, we got a 100-unit building. It doesn't matter. They all 2 bedrooms. And the average rent is $1,000. Okay? That's pretty easy. And let's say it's in a C neighborhood. Okay? So if it's a C neighborhood, we're going to probably use the 50-50 ratio, or kind of the 55-45, meaning 55 goes to expenses, okay? But in this example, just to do the easy one, we're going to do 50-50. All right, so what we need to do is we got 2 bedrooms, 100 units. 100 units times 1,000, that's 100,000. So the monthly income is equal to 100K a month. Then we need to know the annual, so we multiply that times 12. So the annual income is $1.2 million. All right, that was simple. Now, we want to use the 50-50 expense ratio, because typically if they're running more than 50% in expenses, you know, that's just a good buffer. And we said it's in a C neighborhood, so that should be able to run at that, and we'll adjust. But at 50-50, so we're saying we got 50% expenses, which is equal to 600,000. So we're saying we got 600,000 in expenses, right? So our NOI is equal to 600,000. All right? So now you take the NOI, now we want to determine the value. So we know our NOI is 600,000. First of all, who wants to make 600,000 off of one deal? I don't know about you, but I like 600,000. Okay, 600,000 sounds all right to me. If we can get 1,000 unit and 600,000, but let's figure out what the value is. So we'll take 600,000 and we'll say it's a decent neighborhood. Let's say the cap rate is, let's just say it is 8%. So we divide this by 0.8 because it's an 8 cap, right? We're saying this is an 8 cap market value. Now let's see what that comes out to be. 600 divided by 0.08. That means this property is worth $7.5 million. Guys, you see how easy that was? Did we need to study all these bills and whatever? Like, dude, stop. We don't need to do all that. Like, if we want to figure out what the true value is real quick, we just use expense ratio. Now, here's another thing. That's how you determine the value. So, what if, and I need y'all to help me, if we looked at this and people said they were offering, you know, this property at $9 million. At $9 million. Would we, somebody already said no. I think you caught one. You see what I'm saying? You got to. So what you really, the main thing you really got to confirm is what's the market cap rate. Now, if they would have told us the market cap rate was 6%, well, let's see if it will be worth $9 million. So let's say 600,000 divided by 0.06. 600,000 divided by 0.06. That's equal to $10 million. Guys, you see how important the cap rate is? Just 2 points can make a big difference. So really, that's why I said the cap rate is really important, that you must know what the cap rate is in order to determine what the true value is. Now, here's some other things. Like if the rents were higher, that may change the, you know, the operation expense, because now when you have the operations, because you're bringing in more rent, your expense ratio will go down, right? So remember I told you, where was that expense ratio? Here. There you go. Expense is over the gross income. So let's look at something here. We said we had 600,000 and the gross income was 1,200, 1.2. Yep, that gave us 50%. So let's say we had more gross income. Will our ratio go down? Like our expense ratio go down? Let's see. So if our expenses are still 600,000, but now we bring in 1.4 million, what does our expense ratio drop down to? Divided by 1.4. Now we're at a 42%. Or you can round it off. It actually comes out to 43% expense ratio. So that means now instead of having a 50-50, now we got more like a 57% NOI. So what will that do to our number? How would that make this different? Okay, so let's look at it. Now we got 57% going to our NOI. So, oh yeah, so let's do, we said we had 1.2 million and expense ratio, now we got 57% going to our NOI. So 1.2 times 0.57, that means now we got a net of 684,000. You guys with me? Tell me if you're not. But all I did was take, well, I could have did this, 1.2 million times that 42%, but we wanted to know the NOI, so we just did 57% because that was the difference, and that gives us the NOI, all right, of 684. Now, let's divide that by 8 cap, right, because that's the kind of thing we were using, and let's see what the number does. Divided by 0.08. We went from a 7.5 million to up $1 million, $8.5 million. Do you see how important it is to run this thing efficiently? Do you see how important it is, the importance of cash flow? I mean, $84,000 made a big difference. Do you realize? I mean, look, an $84,000 difference. All they had to do was cut the water bill down. Or what's 84,000? 84,000. Let's see, 84,000 divided by 100. That's $840 divided by 12. Do you realize just by pushing the rents by $70 over a period, thank you, zoomed in, by pushing the rent by $70, you created an extra $84,000 in value, which created an additional $1 million. That's why I love apartments and increasing rent. But that's what everything. That's apartments, that's hotel. You increase the revenue, baby. Ooh wee. Can you say ooh wee with me? Say ooh wee. Ooh wee. I'm by myself. I'm by myself. I'm by myself.
I got you, Mike. Ooh wee.
Now, guys, let's get dangerous. We're going to take it home now. We're going to take it home. All right? What do you do if you don't have a trailing 12? Do you know what to do? Do you know what to do? Do you know what to do? Type in the chat if you know what to do. If you don't have a trailing 12, what do you do? What do you do? How do you figure out the numbers? How do you figure this out? Yeah, we might need a drum roll. We might need a drum roll. Does anybody know what to do if you don't have a trailing 12? Because I told you the most important thing is you need to know the number of units, and you need to know the rent, and you need to know the neighborhood, and you got to know the market cap rate. So there's like 4 things you got to know, right? So remember, you need to know the rent, neighborhood, right, or market, neighborhood or market, because if you know that, you can determine the expense ratio or the cap rate, and then number of units. All right, those are the 3/4 things you need. So if somebody doesn't give me their trailing 12, how are you going to determine the rent? Does anybody have an idea? Anybody got an idea where you're going to find out what the rent is? Anybody? You type in the chat. You can say it out loud. Going once. Let's see. Somebody said rent.com, other apartments. That's right. Well, here's another place you can go. What else you got? Look in the area. Yep. Well, back in the day, you could just drive the area. They used to have their rents, or you could call, classify, you could call in the area. You could go to apartments.com. But guys, if you don't have that, look, you can go to rent-o-meter, right? That'll tell you what the rents are in the area. There's another place you can go. I was about to say Zoom. It's not Zoom. What is it?
Hey, Iceman_G on Instagram said use OPM.
What is? It's not Zoom. Oh my goodness, I can't think of it. What's the blue? They got the blue thing. Zillow. Thank you. I couldn't get it out for nothing. You can go to Zillow and see what the rents are. So those are kind of 2 quick places, but there's also CoStar. CoStar will tell you the rents. I don't know if Reonomy does it, and I think the other one. So what you do is go to Rent-A-Meter, you type in the address, and then it will give you a radius, right? It will tell you the radius of what people are paying in rent. So now you know the number of units. So if we know the number of units, we can determine the rent. And then we can do our expense ratio. You see how quick that was? So look, if you got a vacant building and they don't know, like, they're like, man, I don't know what the potential value could be. Guess what? You can be like, I don't care. How many units, baby? How many units? And let's get on Rent-A-Meter or CoStar or Zillow and find out what the rents are in the area. And so let's say this time we got a 50 unit. And I went to Rent-A-Meter, and now, yes, you may need to know what kind of units you are, but if you went to the building, you probably have an idea. It may be a mixture of ones and twos. So we'll just take the average. But we went to Rent-A-Meter, and we figured out that the rents were $13.50 average. Okay? So now we're going to take 50 times $13.50, right? We're going to say 50 times $13.50. That equals, we can bring in $67,570 a month. That's the monthly income or the monthly rent. And then we multiply that times 12. That's going to give you the annual rent times 12. I'm going to bring this over here. So our monthly rent, our annual rent is $810,840. All right. Now this time, this is in a B neighborhood. This is a B neighborhood. So I don't know if you remember, I was saying the ratio is a little different because and the rents are up higher. So I'm gonna say the expense ratio is like 45-55. So I'm saying 55% is going to go to the NOI. So 840 times 55%, because that's our NOI. I'm saying we're netting $445,962 is our NOI. Now this is a B area, so naturally if the area is better, the cap rate comes down. And if it's a B area, I'm gonna say the cap rate, we can say 6.5 or 7, all right? In this example today, we'll just use 7. So we divide that by 0.07. I mean, this value came out to be $6,370,885. And this is what this 50-unit building could be worth. Now what you do, remember this is a vacant building. So if it's a vacant building, I'm sure it needs some work. Now you need to determine how much work it is. Now, I could help you there, but I can't help you there, but you're going to have to put a number on it. Let's say these things were gutted down to the stud, all right? If these were gutted down to the stud, in today's market, you're probably going to spend $30K a unit to bring that back, at least, all right? That means like that, it ain't, well, I can't even say you're taking them all down to the stud. That ain't even all of them to the stud. That's just a lot of work. But let's say it needs 30,000 a door. So 30,000 a door times 50, 30,000 times 50. That means you got $1,500,000. $1,500,000. Here, we're gonna round this off. So that's 6.3. What is that? All right. That's 6. Let's write it down. 6,370,885. All right. And then expenses, what renovations, CapEx, whatever you want to call it. Renovations are $1,500,000. All right. So that leaves us at 88502. Is that right? No. 0, 0, 0, 0, 7, 13, and 5. That's 8. Okay, that's 5,870,000. Okay, that's what's left. Now, how much you want to profit? You know, if you're doing a deal like this, I would think you want to at least make $1 million, at least, maybe more. So you subtract what you potentially want to make. Like, I'm just making it real simple. Let's say you want to make $1 million. All right, so you take that out. All right, now you're left with $4,870,885. Okay, so that means the most you could pay for this is 4.8 million or 4.9. All right. Okay, guys. That looks like that was my time, man. I kind of flew through this, man.
Oh
Are we,
man.
are
Oh
we
wait,
do?
let me finish. I didn't want to interrupt.
Man, I mean, that was it. I just, man, I told you, this is quick and simple. We try to keep it easy for the folks.
Oh wait, we got some questions. I don't know if you could see it in the chat. So we got
Oh, go ahead. What's the questions here? What's the
it
question here?
says okay, people were just saying solo.com. Okay, so then we got a question. It says, how do you get the market cap? Do you get it from the broker?
Yeah, you can get it from the broker. You can go to CoStar. You can go to CBRE, try to find that information. But those are the kind of key things that you look for, that you can find information. You know, like, but a broker is kind of go your go-to. But CoStar is also a place you can go. Yeah, that's. I mean, those are kind of quick and easy. A
Then
broker.
somebody asked, how do you get the cap rate?
Yeah, that's broker. Cap rate. You can reach out to broker. You can look at what other things have sold for in the area. You know, those are kind of tricks of trades that you could do there.
Then somebody asked when you was talking about how a broker could get a little extra love. And he was like, aren't they getting a commission?
They do. I just told you, hey, you want to keep them coming to you? It's just like anything. You tip your bartender. Well, no, I was in love with a stripper. That's the bartender. I'm in love with, no, there isn't a love with the bartender.
How
Okay.
do you apply for this hotel? How do you apply this for a hotel? Oh, we broke this down on day 2. Because it's a little different. So we broke it down on day 2. So you have to catch the replay. Tommy broke it down.
Yeah,
And
I mean, there's a ratio for hotels. You can use that as well, but their ratio is going to be a little different because you got extended stay, you got limited service, you got full service.
Okay. It says, are there any cost segregations associated with any apartment deals from your experience?
Oh, absolutely. We didn't have time to go too deep in that. And if I did, I would only go into depreciation. But there is some cost segregation that you can do. You don't get as much as you do in hotels, but you have depreciation that you can take from apartments, and not only that, depreciation. There's the Jobs and Security Act, I think, Jobs and Family Act, Section 179 and 678. I get them mixed up. Hold on, let me double check here. Bonus depreciation. What is that code? Yeah, there's the 168, Section 168 and Section 179. They're voting on that now. There's what we call bonus depreciation. So, for example, I just showed you. Did I do it here? Yeah, I said no. I did it here. So this 1.5 million, before they had that bonus depreciation thing, really you would only be able to depreciate the renovations over the life of the property. So typically in residential, you can depreciate over 27 and a half years. So let's say you were able to depreciate this 1.5 million divided by 27.5. So you would have 54.5 thousand that you can depreciate every year. All right. So basically what this means is, I showed earlier you were netting 400,000. Just roll with me, okay? I told, like here, this was the NOI. Yeah, that NOI was 445,962. Okay. But check this out. 445,962. But then you had debt, right? So you can write off the interest, you can't write off the principal. But let's say you had debt of 300,000. So that means you're left with about 144,000. I'm just rounding it off because remember I said it's 444 was 900, and you had debt of 300. So then your net will be 144. Then now technically you would have had to pay like 28% in taxes on this 144, right? So let me show you the difference. 144 times 0.28. You would have had a tax liability of $40.3 thousand, right? Well, because you had depreciation, you were able to write that off over 27 and a half years. Now your tax liability is not going to be based off this 144. It's going to be based off of 144 minus 54.5. Your tax is based off of this 89.5. And so 28%, I mean, the tax basis would have dropped down a little bit, but let's say it is at 28%. So times 0.28. Now, instead of paying 40,000, you would only have to pay 25,000 in taxes. Oh, I'm all in your way. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. All right, you would have had to pay 25,000 in taxes. But check this out. All right, check this out. Because they got bonus depreciation, they're putting back as a law that we can write off 100% of our renovations. So instead of taking 54,000 over 27 and a half years, I can write the entire $1.5 million. So guys, let's say you netted what we said we netted over here, 144,000. Let's say we netted 144,000 off our property, right? And some of y'all ballers in here. Let's say y'all made 200,000 that year, right? Guess what? You got a $1.5 million write-off. That's going to wipe off any taxable gains that you have because you're going to look like you had a loss. See, 144 plus 200, that's 344,000 minus this 1.5. Guys, it will look like you had a loss of $1.156 million. But that's really just depreciation, and you'll be able to carry that over for the next 3 years. Did you catch what I was talking about right there? Did I lose anybody?
That was my question about the cost segregation. I follow you completely on that. I kind of do this at my job a little bit with some of these real estate properties, especially apartment complexes. A lot of clients are kind of outsourcing that cost segregation. But
Yeah,
normally,
they do. Yep.
for my job, I'll take those reports and do a reallocation of the building so
Ah,
you can
there you
take
go.
bonus
Yep,
appreciation. I'm
absolutely.
assuming the purchase price allocation is the same thing as the cost seg, right? They kind of work hand in hand, or people just use them interchangeably.
Like the purchase price is more about basis, and the renovations, because of that Jobs and Family Act or Section 168, 179, they kind of keep the renovations separate, and there is some different allocations in there. I'm not as detailed as that, but I'm just giving you the overall summary of that, so you guys kind of got an idea of what you can utilize.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, if you are interested in taking it to the next level, you want to learn more, Davon's going to help you there. She'll also, if you're looking to invest in the hotels or apartment, she'll give you a number. She'll put it in the chat. We got plenty of deals for you, but it's been great hanging with you. But I got to get home. So, guys, you ain't got to go anywhere. But I gotta go. All right. Peace out over there. Peace out everywhere. It's been great hanging out with y'all.
Wait. Don't y'all can't
I
leave.
ain't
Mike
leaving. Y'all ain't
leaving.
leaving. I'm leaving.
No,
I'm
y'all
leaving.
staying. We know we
We
got
got.
stuff to do. We got
We
stuff to
got
talk
stuff
about.
to do.
But
Yeah.
tell me what y'all think. Show Mike some love. He was
Yeah.
amazing, wasn't he? I said, "Oh shucks." When he said, "I got my whiteboard," I said, "Oh shucks now,
Shucky duck. Quack quack.
shucky ducky." Oh, you see it? You getting
Yeah.
hand claps, Mike. You getting great job.
Okay.
Oh, we got to get you a sticker. Very.
Oh man.
Oh, I
Will your
love it.
son give me a sticker? I need one.
Yeah, he got to get you a sticker.
Okay,
He
guys. Well, y'all, Davon, you take it to the house for
Yeah, I'll
him.
take
And,
it to I'll take it. So thank y'all so much. Thank you, Mike. And then I'm gonna share some stuff so y'all can get, and then let me share Mike's information. I'm sharing my screen, Mike, so that way they can see that way they
that's all wrong.
what? Oh, that is wrong. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's Mike Ealy, Nassau.
Hold on, I'm
If
at
I'm correct, yeah, Mike Ealy, Nassau.
I don't know where
Or
I
is
just
that
made
or is it Nassau Mike Ealy? Now you got me thinking.
see.
Hold on, let's see.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
gonna
Mike Ealy, Nassau. There you go.
okay, there we go. See, you fixed me. All right, so make sure y'all follow Mike. He's on LinkedIn and he's on Instagram. So he goes live pretty much all the time. So make sure you definitely stay connected with him. And then there's more ways how you can stay connected. I think we talked about some questions. Y'all want to learn more about how y'all can get into hotel ownership or owning apartments?
I think the people have spoken.
Y'all do? Okay, so we got something for you. So the three of us, when I mean the three of us, me, Mike, and Tommy, we came together to put together an 8-week mastermind. So what you'll get the three of us. Mike is going to handle the apartments. They'll probably talk about the hotels too. Hotel and multifamily analyzer. We're going to have live weekly sessions. You have access to a private community. So these are the week. So week 1. So it's going to start March 28th. So we're going to talk about mastering your hotel ownership thesis. So the idea is we're going to walk you through an entire deal, right? So we're going to walk you through how to find a deal, how to build your team. We're going to bring in the lender so they can talk about lending options. We're going to talk about how to analyze the deal, how to submit an offer, do due diligence, how to raise capital. We're going to have someone come in talking about legal. We're going to talk about how to find and analyze apartments and how to build your team and conduct due diligence. Because I know a lot of folks were asking about one-on-ones and how to get involved already. So I'm glad that y'all stayed to the end. Does this sound good to y'all? Maybe. Yes. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. All right. It sounds good. Okay, cool. All right. So you're gonna get me, Mike, and Tommy Y'all gonna get way more than what y'all learned this week, because I know y'all learned a lot. But after this program, you should definitely be able to submit offers. We have folks in the, I don't know if they want me to call them out, but we have some folks in the group who finished the program, or actually still going through one of my programs, and they've submitted offers. We've had people who closed on deals and now they're in their second hotel. We've had people who we've partnered and put together as GPs to actually work on deals. So the goal is to get you all to the closing table successfully and profitably. And we want to do it through education. So we have that, all of that would normally be $5,000. It is $5,000, but since y'all stayed to the end, it's only $2,500 for 8 weeks. The three of us getting to y'all goals. The biggest thing is analyzing deals, but the next biggest thing is getting to the money. Okay, that is the biggest thing, is getting to the money. You're gonna need money to buy a hotel, to buy real estate, to buy multifamily. I know people be like, no money. Either way, some type of money. So we teach you about OPM. You're gonna learn how to pitch. I've raised millions of dollars. Mike's raised millions of dollars. So you're gonna learn how to pitch. We're gonna walk you through creative ways and how to structure the deals. But the biggest thing is how to raise capital and use OPM. So your homework. Oh, I need to get, y'all want the link? Okay, let me put it up. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. But your homework is start looking for hotel and apartment deals. Post it. I ain't seen nobody post a badge in the Facebook group. Make sure y'all sign up. So here's the kicker. This how it's gonna work, because I need to know that y'all serious. And the thing is, we have to really, we need to know how many people are going to be in so we can start planning. Well, we already pretty much planned it, but really get it together and give y'all enough time. We need to know by March 11th. In order for you to get the 50% discount, you have to sign up by March 11th. Okay, so you have to sign up by March 11th to get it. So I'm gonna put the deal in. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. And while I'm putting the link in the chat, does anybody have any questions? Okay, I put the link in the chat. Yeah, so if you have any questions on what it looks like, let me know. It's going to be a group. It's a small, intimate group. We're not accepting everybody, okay? So if you're serious, if you want to buy, this is for the people who want to buy a hotel within the next, 24 months. You want to get in a multifamily within the next 24 months or 12 to 24 months. These are the people that we're looking for. If you just want to passively invest, let me know, because like Mike said, got some deals for you. But if you like, look, I want to do my own deal, then definitely join the 8-week mastermind. I know some people are already asking. Here you go. I told you if you stay till the end, I have something special for you. So if you have any questions, but did y'all enjoy, Mike? Did y'all enjoy the 4 weeks? Not the 4 weeks, the 4 days. So just imagine what you can learn in the mastermind, right? Just imagine. Oh yeah. Oh, you said it was a great experience. Oh, okay. Yay. I'm so excited. Oh, that warmed my heart. A great experience. Well, I'm so glad that you all had a great experience. I'm glad that you all stayed with us for 4 days. So I really appreciate you all. It's a lot of new faces, a lot of new names. So I really appreciate you all for tuning in to our special guest who's been with us this entire week. So I appreciate you all. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to learn more about the program, let me know. If you feel like you're ready to go ahead. We're only taking a certain number of people. We don't want it to be, I've learned that when you're dealing with a handful of people, like no more than 5, you get a better experience. So that way people can ask their questions, because we're actually going to be working through live deals. Like soon as we, like day 1, we're going to be looking through deals. We're going to be analyzing, like by the end of the 8 week, you're going to be pitching some deals. We going to get y'all ready and get comfortable to pitch. So y'all, because y'all going to have to one of the biggest things is learning how to pitch, because you have to pitch to the brands, you have to pitch to the lender, you have to pitch to investors, you have to pitch to everybody. So we're really going to work with you on that and really understanding how to analyze a deal, so that way you won't make a mistake by submitting too high on deals. But I appreciate you all. I love it. It was compact and powerful. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely amazing. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If y'all don't have any more questions, I'll see y'all in the 8-week mastermind. Thank you so much. Thank you. 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 You all have a wonderful night. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then also you should be getting the replays and stuff as well that has the information. But yeah, I appreciate you all. Thank you. You all have a wonderful night. Good night. Thank you.